Hi, this is Sarah, the Stitchin Mommy, and it's Monday, December 8th, 2025, here for my weekly cross-stitch update. And this week was busy with life and my extra December stitching. So it was a little weird. I didn't get to all my plans, which is not typical, but it happens sometimes. So, and I have less to show in general because I wasn't doing kind of a rotating thing for my daily 30. So anyways, but we'll jump in and we'll see what I do have. So let's see, I did acquire some things this week, some patterns. I mentioned last week that Stitches So Beautiful was having a, they have a free pattern that they're giving out every day in their Facebook group. And it's only available for the 24 hours. So you just hop on and get it, and then the next day it'll be something different. They will be putting the old ones on the website afterwards, and they currently have a coupon code also available in the Facebook group. So if you missed one that you just really like, but I'm just downloading all of them because you never know. So I'll show you the rest of them that I've gotten so far since I've seen you, just because they're so cute. That's all of them. So this is the day 2. I like that one. It's very elegant. And day 3. Day 4, a little mouse. Day 5. Day 6. Day 7. And day 8, that was today. So super cute. I could see myself stitching many of these just because they're cute. I was showing my daughter this morning all of them just because I printed this one out this morning. I was like, oh, it's so cute, and I like it a lot. It's very, I don't know, cute dragons are cute. And pinks and purples and blues, like, yes. And she thought it was cute, but then I was showing her all the rest of them, and when we got to this one, she was like, oh, it's so adorable. And so it's also the smallest of all of them so far, and in my Bringo plans, which I was playing with this weekend also, which are pretty much set now. Bringo is for the Magazine Monthly Challenge group, and it's a bingo game in the month of January. And one of the prompts is stitch on something that someone else chooses for you, either a whip or a new start. And I think this is going to go in there, and I'll start it. She wants me to start it. I'm like, sure. It's small. So that'll be one more new start in the new year. There's another one here coming up as well. I actually bought these because of the coupon code that Stitches So Beautiful has. I've never bought anything from there before, so I wanted to make sure I looked through the whole website just in case. I knew there was a couple of them that I was interested in, but I wanted to look at the whole website just in case. And I had a few that I was like, oh, that's cute. Oh, maybe, you know, and then I got to towards the end, I was just going by artist, one after the other. And towards the end, I found one that was like, well, I need that one. So anyways, the first one I knew I wanted to get, I'd seen it before. And again, recently, I'm like, oh, I just really love that, is Steampunk Christmas Fairy. And I'm a sucker for a pretty dress. These tall Victorian boots, I've collected over the years in like figurines and pictures and stuff. This is like my toner is a little bit faded, but there's like a snowflake thing right there she's got. So I'm not like amazingly into steampunk, but I love this image. So I'm like, yes, please. And it looks really nice in the mock-up. I think they have a small version, but I have the regular size version. And then this one is A True Love by Eder Jose Rosa. And this is a small version. I've seen, I think Anne, Max Color Stitcher, and Lacey, the Sleepy Stitcher, are both working on this one. They might have the regular size one. I felt like the small one actually looked pretty good, and I don't like need it to be big. This reminds me of my daughter and her love of cats, and the cat's face is just so precious. So yeah, the mini actually looks decent. So I thought, you know what, I'll just do that small one. Conversely, this is the one I saw that, again, it's a little washed out in the printing, but Everheart Mosaic by World of Love. It's so pretty. It's like a stained glass, such pretty colors, little village at the bottom, a tree in the middle, the sun. I love it. And I got the max size, max color. It's still not giant compared to like a Haid max size. So I'm like, okay, let's do that. And it looked so good in the mock-up. So I will be starting this one as well in January. I have it on my Bringo board for a new start on a new to me designer because I've never done a Stitches So Beautiful chart before. So hopefully it counts because I have now the little cute Christmas owl in Whip or New Start that someone else chooses for me. If that one gets called first, then technically this won't be a new designer anymore. But when I made my bingo board, it's a new designer to me. So I don't have, I just drew a bingo board in my planner and then I have my prompts listed out and I was starting to fill them in. So there's the only one that I pretty much don't have slotted yet is the Whip Closest to a Finish, because I'm going to wait till the very end of the year and kind of decide at the end what I think that might be, because I don't know what the rest of December is going to look like. And I am kind of focusing on some things right now to finish. So, what was the, oh yeah, everything on here, there's 25 prompts for one for each square in the bingo board. And there's currently, I thought there's something different on every prompt. So I might actually do a separate video towards the end of the year with showing all 25 like starting points, because I don't know when I'll be working on them and I'm not going to show them every week, and I want to have before pictures. So I think I'll do that like that last week in December sometime. So, okay, what did I work on this week? I worked on my small travel piece, my appointment piece, Asters by Fat Quarter Shop. It's So Emma. And this one, I will probably get a tiny bit more on it done today. Another little appointment today. Little checkup appointments for my son, the orthodontist. So this is 25 count sand dollar B-Stitch Me, 1/1 full cross. Did a little bit more. I think I finished my string of this dark purple, and then I thought, you know what, I'm gonna go up and do the black because it's kind of fiddly, and I do like to work from the top down. So I figured it'll take me a little while to keep working on this. Might as well do the top and then bring it down. So I have the black on my needle now, starting in on the letters. And I was able to get back to my like main travel stitching that I like to do in the car when I pick up my kids, because they had school again this week. So this is Songbird Serenade by Counting Puddles. I'm doing Bird 1, which I believe is that one. I'm trying to finish this for my pastor's wife for her birthday, which I looked it up because I knew it was in January. I wasn't sure which day. It's the 22nd. So, oh, I don't have that. 22nd is a Thursday. So if I could have it done and like framed by the, let's see, oh, I guess it could be either the Sunday before or like the Tuesday right after. I have opportunities to see her. So sometime mid-January, I would like this done, and I'll frame it for her. But this is, I'll probably be able to put this in an 8x10, I think. This is on a 32 count ice even weave. I think Murano even weave by Artiste, and 2/2 full cross. All the back stitching is 2 strands as well. I don't think I did any back stitching this time, just the cross stitches. So I did a lot of this music. I pulled that down some more, which is looking fun. Kind of crazy colors, but then it ends up kind of working when it's all together. And I did some more in the bird, the dark blue, filled in the bones of that pattern, and brought down some of the wing here. I think this outside tip color is on my needle right now. So this right here, I think that color from the little star and then in here, that was all off. I think I counted off the wrong white before, so I had to rip it all back and put it in again and then fill it in. I noticed it when I was coming around with the white stitches. I'm like, wait a minute. Or with these blues, I think, when I was coming around with the light blue. That's not right. So I did have to do some fixing, but that's okay. So I'll keep working on this. I'm getting close to the end of the first page. There's 2 pages of the pattern, so that's coming along nicely. And I worked on Cats in the Rain while I chatted with my sister on Tuesday. This is by Madame Chantilly, and it's a cute one. Coming along. I would like to finish this before the end of the year, so we'll see how much attention I need to give it beyond my calls with my sister. Here is where it's at right now. This is a 40 count linen by Zweigart in Vintage Stormy Night, I think. 1/2 full cross. All the called for DMCs except for this kitty. I adjusted because my DMC floss matched that kitty too much. I needed it to stand out a little bit more. And this one got 164 stitches. While I was chatting, it's now at 79.66%. So it's coming along. I put in some of her socks, which let me do the eyeballs of that kitty. And I did more of the white. I think I maybe did some white over here. So it's coming. So this kitty needs to get finished. She still has some boots, this kitty, and then all their whiskers. But it is getting closer. So that's fun. I like this one. I'll probably work on it again while I chat with her. She loves it because she's a cat person too. I did not work on Books of the Bible this week because I needed to drive to church and you can't stitch and drive at the same time. Then my main extra piece was the Festive Mandala Stitch Along by Thread the Needle Designs, and Vonnie here on Flosstube. She's Thread the Needle on Flosstube and My Stitch Diary over on Instagram. And then her Etsy shop is Thread the Needle Designs, DSGN, I believe is how it's spelled. It's a mystery stitch along with a new little section every day. And I was keeping up pretty well through clue 5, and clue 5, where is it? Yeah, I think clue 5 broke me a little bit. It was 280 stitches that day, which is a lot. And I struggled to get my main stitching done. And then on Saturday, clue 6, on the 6th, I just couldn't. I went and did almost 200 stitches and just stopped, and I needed to do other things. This isn't my focus piece. So when it's any stitch along really, I tend to not make it my focus piece because I have all my other plans, as you know. So I can't really handle large chunks of stitching on a daily basis. So it sounds like what she said in her Flossmas videos, that the next few clues are going to be pretty stitch heavy. So I'm hoping it will back off a little bit after that and I won't stay as far behind as I am now, and I will be coming up. So we'll see. I'm going to try to get maybe 200 stitches a day, but I'm not going to push it beyond that because I do want to get my other stuff, give my other stuff attention, which didn't happen this week. And granted, I had a lot of life going on too this week, but the combination of both the pressure of staying up on this plus my life stuff means I didn't get a lot of my regular plans done. So, which is disappointing. So I'm hoping to kind of have a more balanced approach this week and just do what I can on this and stay as focused. Stay as caught up as I can, but not stress about it. And really my final Christmas celebration will be the first week of January this year. So if I can get this done by the first week of January, by the end of my Christmas time, that'll be good. Even if I don't get it done by the end of the year, or definitely not by Christmas at this point because I'm already behind. But yeah, if I can get it done by the first week of January, I think I'll be happy. So anyways, I will show you pictures. Clue 1, 2, 3. I actually forgot to take a picture of clue 4. So my next picture is clues 4 and 5 together. I did clue 4 while I was at a Stitchy meetup out and about. And when I came home, I had totally forgotten that I still needed to take a picture until I was already halfway done with clue 5. I'm like, oh. So clue 4 does not have its own picture, but that's okay. And then this is now the end of clue 6. So it is very pretty. It's what do you call it? Jewel tones, all these teals and pinks. And I'm doing it on a sparkly 32 count raw silver linen, 2/2 full cross. So this is all, and I actually finished up clue 6 today. So clue 6 technically took me parts of 3 days to finish. Clues 7 and 8 are out now because there's one per day here in December through the 25th. So there'll be another like rim of sections, I guess, that clues 7 and 8 will do. And so I will get a start on clue 7 today. We'll see how much I can do, at least the outlines, maybe all the black, and just see how much I can do. Because I do want to give my gift stitch and my other things, you know, attention this week. Ideally some daily 30 on my focus for a finished piece, things like that. So it has been fun. It's just a little bit too much for me to keep up on at this point. So hopefully some of the subsequent clues will hopefully taper down a little bit, and I can like kind of get caught back up again and not be so far behind. But it's fun. In the meantime, I'll just enjoy it with as much as I can give it. So then we had a little bit of sports stitching this week, and I did both of it yesterday. My college basketball team had a game on Thursday and Saturday. They had 2 games this week, Thursday and Saturday. We won both of them. Woohoo! 75 points on Thursday and 99 points on Saturday. So I'm doing He Is Risen by Heaven and Earth Designs, artwork by Donna Gelsinger. This is the regular size. And so I needed to do 174 stitches because for the basketball points, I'm doing an equal number, 1 stitch per point. Currently, I'm working in the background, which I'm stitching half stitching, which I am half stitching, 2 over 1 half stitch. And then the foreground will be 1 over 1 full cross. So here is this one with 174 added to it. It's now at 1.47%. Slowly but surely, just ticking things off. Finished a color over here, a thread over here, and came back and started adding another soft color that's very close to the color of the fabric, but it's there. This is a 28 count light blue, like even weave, like either Monaco or MCG Textiles or something. I think it's probably Monaco. From a craft store probably. So that's fun. I think they have one game this week, so I'll get a little bit more done on that. And I don't mind that it's in small little chunks. It's more than I would have had on it otherwise, so I'm happy with that. And that's kind of what I'm thinking for, I just saw Jen, the Caffeinated Crafter, she put up her Great British Baking Show like plans video for the coming year. She's going to start it in the beginning of January, and I'm tentatively going to try to stitch along with her, only I'm going to half all of her stitch counts that she proposes. And so mine will be really small, and I will choose the pieces on my list of things in Pattern Keeper that are the closest to a finish, least amount of stitches remaining, so that, and I'll just chip away at them with little bits, and that'll be plenty. And I'm feeling like it'll be like this one, where I could just do a few, like 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there, and it won't be, hopefully, won't be overwhelming. So that's kind of my plan for that one, and I'll show my starting points for that game as well towards the end of the year. Maybe I'll have 2 bonus episodes for the Bringo starting pictures and Great British Baking Show starting pictures, because there'll be 25 pieces in my Bringo game and then 12 pieces in the Great British Baking Show game. And she's doing an old season. I've probably seen it like years ago when it was new. So I'll just follow along with what she's telling me and who gets what every week, and then stitch the lower stitch counts for my projects. I also did Crazy Wonderful Owl Family yesterday during the Broncos game, which was a fabulous game. We won it. It was great. This is Heaven and Earth Designs, art by Anya Kai. And I had one symbol left in this row that ended, like this row that ended right here by her head. So I came back here, picked a symbol in the wing, and that was only one symbol in the wing, and then I headed back into his eye area. So one of the colors ended up over here too, so I'm just kind of up here in the top. I still needed to do 48 stitches from last week that I didn't finish. So total, I needed 288 stitches, and I got 289 to finish the thread I had. So now this is at 13.65%, and this is on 28 count Glacier by Picture This Plus, and it's a 1/1 full cross. And I have a lot of fun with this when I work on this. And this one is 10 stitches per point here in the regular season. So they got 24 points. So I did 240 stitches for this week and then 48 leftover stitches from last week. And so I got a little bit on the edge here done. One of the stitches in his eye, colors in his eye, also came over here and worked in her eyes. I did one length over here. And then a bunch of this, you know, various things got filled in. So it's coming along. So I am picking symbols like right up here, and then I'll just keep working along. Still so far, none of the, like the kid owls have made it into my rows yet, because I'm doing a row by row symbol picking. So, but I'll get there. And I'm excited. This one is getting a lot more attention than it had before I used it for this game. So even when the season is over, I'm not going to work on it anymore necessarily, but I will definitely keep working on it for this, and that's better progress than it would make otherwise. So, okay, I had my goal. Well, let's see. Gift stitch, let's do that one first. My gift stitch for this week was Lollipop for my daughter. I did not get very much done on this just because I didn't have any time. Monday, I didn't get to it at all. And this is by Stitchin Crafts, artwork by Denise Garbus. And I did some sky, I think. So 260 stitches on Tuesday. And I kept hoping maybe I could come back to it, but I just never had any extra time. So this is, to give it a second day, this is 14.57%. It's a 40 count per doll, 1/1 half cross. And yeah, 260 stitches is what I was able to do. I was filling in this blue, which went pretty quick because it's just sky. Oh, and I think I started in on the light blue next to the moon too. So that's fun. Kind of disappointed with what I was able to get done on that, but it's coming back out for 3 days every month next year. So hopefully I will be able to make good progress on it next year. And I did not get to any focus piece on Wednesday either, or Thursday. Well, Thursday, I guess Wednesday and Thursday were supposed to be, yeah, I guess Thursday I did. I just have it in the wrong column on my planner. So my main, what was supposed to be my daily 30 piece and my focus for a finish piece is Cupcake Dreams, because that's the one I want to finish, and I was hoping I could finish it this week. Barely finished. Just life took over and I kept not having enough time to keep going. So this is Stitchin Crafts Cupcake Dreams. It was a freebie. Now you can find it as part of a larger cupcake chart on their website. And it's done, guys, finally. Oh my goodness. So I took this with me to a stitching meetup on Thursday. I got 32 stitches on Tuesday, which is pretty sad. 319 on Thursday. 95 on Friday, again, kind of sad. 332 on Saturday, it was so close, but I just ran out of time. And so Sunday, I finished it up with 66 final stitches, and it is now complete. So here is this one. It's a 32 count, just kidding, 28 count, light green, mint green, Jubilee, even weave, 1/1 full cross with all the called for colors. And it was charted for a white background that I said no thank you, and put it on this light green fabric instead. So I'm so happy. When I was at the meetup, the ladies were saying, oh, it looks just like a picture. And it really does. Everything looks lifelike and so fun. So that's good. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. I don't have a lot of fully finishing goals anymore. My house is kind of like enough cross stitch. But I do have my finished portfolio that I still need to get going and put stuff in. So it's, at the very least, will go in there. At some point I might frame it or put it on a project bag or do something with it. But I don't have any immediate plans for that. That's fun though. I'm glad it's done. And then, is that all I worked on this week? I think so. Yeah, so that's all I worked on. So going forward, my plans for this coming week are my new gift stitch for the second week of the month is Beachcomber. This is by Lindy Stitches, and I'm doing it with similar colors, but they're all for my stash. Not what's called for exactly. And I'm doing mine on raw linen, which is what's called for, but I'm doing it on 40 count instead of 32, like the model. 1/2 full cross. And so this is my starting point. I'll just keep chipping away at that text box fill in. And I don't think I'll get any more than that done, but there is some like more waves on the bottom here that I could do next if I have time, which I probably won't. I'll probably just get a few more lines of white, and that's okay. So I'll keep working on that. It's not actually it's not unenjoyable to do the white fill in around the letters. It's actually kind of fun. So I just need time. And my weekdays generally are full. So because Cupcake Dreams is finished, I will step up my next Focus for a Finish piece into my WIPGO days, which Cupcake Dreams and this one, oh, I did bring it. My Story were the two that were called for December WIPGO. I didn't have anything on my number 13. And so these two were my final two Focus for a Finish pieces on my WIPGO board. And I think one or both of them possibly were substitutes from other things I had finished already. So that's good. This is a Jeanette Douglas. I'll again pick colors from my stash that are close to what's called for. And I will work on this if I have time, if I can like structure it nicely and not spend too much time on the mandala stitch along. I will maybe hopefully give this 30 minutes in addition to Wednesday and Thursday, 30 minutes every day. So we'll see. Obviously Wednesday and Thursday, they will just get all of my stitching time that's not on the mandala because 30 minutes in regular time on the same piece. So this is my starting point, same as last week. This column is all done, so this is the bottom of the piece. So there's lots of motifs right here, and there's a few more specialty stitch bands and like another row of little motifs at the bottom. So we will see. This is all the specialty stitches, 2/2 full cross sometimes, 1/1 full cross sometimes, and then whatever's called for the specialty stitches. So let's see how far I can get this week. That'll be fun to see. Then I have a new start on the 12th. I'm going to work on this both Friday and Saturday to try to give it, you know, a proper start. And I was gifted this pattern from Needleberry Stitcher like a year or two ago, and neither one of us were really in the right space to start it then. And then this year, Kim Hollenbeck mentioned she wanted to start it this December. And so I'm like, hey, let's start this. So I am starting this, and I think there's also Leanne from Small Town Stitches and Ebony from In Stitches with Ebony, and oh, I think somebody else just said they wanted to start it too. I forget who all's starting it. Maybe Jessie Marie? Are you starting this too? In various days in December. Some of them have already started it. I think Kim is waiting until like the 15th or 16th. I'm going to start it here this weekend. I'm cropping mine down though, because it's giant. It's originally 700 by 500, and I said, I don't love it that much. I do like it, but I don't necessarily want to stitch it all. So I cropped off like a whole bunch, and it's probably not the right ratio, but I'm okay with that. So I'll get all of this plate, part of the mug, and then part of this plate of cookies, and that's it. So mine will now be 400 by 230, which is still big. But I'm happy with only doing that much. I cut my fabric down. I'm going to do a 40 count 1/1 half cross on the back side of Vintage Country Mocha linen. So this is the back that would normally be the front. I'm going to do mine on the back. Because I felt like this would be nice and easy to see as a fabric, and I don't need the modeling. I feel like the modeling might be harder to see when I'm doing all those tiny itty bitty stitches. So I'm gonna do it on the back. And I liked the look of the back better than any of the other solid fabrics that I had available to me. So I'm like, it works, I can do that. It's my fabric. So I'm gonna start that on Friday, hopefully, and give it a couple days of attention. While I was doing that, I also got just a bug to play with fabrics in general. So I had kitted up several projects I'll be starting in the new year and this one. And I've assigned fabric to them already. I think I showed you that a few weeks ago, but I went through and cut things down and serged things and rolled them into rolls to get them ready. So now I have lots of things ready, including a big piece for the Everheart Mosaic by Stitch is So Beautiful. Since I just discovered that I'm gonna do that cute Christmas owl that my daughter really likes, I still need to find fabric for that because she just mentioned that this morning. So I'm pretty sure I will probably do it on a 25 or 28 count white because the fabric, it's not a full coverage. The little owl, it kind of has a, you know, the border is, or the edges are just the things. There's no background. And it fades to white. So I think it would look best on a white fabric. So I'm leaning towards 25 at the moment because it's already pretty small. And I'm pretty sure I have something that will work for that. So I'll get to that, and I'll maybe grab that and cut that up when I know how big exactly my Heaven and Earth Designs stitch along is going to be for next year. I haven't cut down my fabric for that yet because I'm planning on cropping my pattern, and I want to get the pattern before I crop it to know exactly how much I'm going to crop off, and then I will cut my fabric. So that will either happen in the new year or right before if they give it to us a few days early. So I'll have to wait and see on that one. Then Dina's birthday, half stitch, cross stitch, sit, stay stitch now, is doing her birthday's I think on the 14th, or at least that's the day that she said. I think that's her birthday. And it's Sunday, so instead of my seasonal Sunday piece, which I didn't work on this week, my winter floral cross, didn't have time for, I'm gonna pull this one out because she's gonna start something that has a house on it and said, hey, anybody want to start this one or something with a house on it? I'll give my tulip house a day because I love this one. It's so pretty. So I'll work on this hopefully on Sunday for a little bit for Dina's birthday. So that'll be fun. Here's my starting point on that one. This is on a 32 count ice blue linen 2x2 full cross. So at the start of the house, I have this tulip all done and then some back stitch, half stitch sky started because I'm now working from the top down. So we'll have to see what I get to in my next symbol choosing, where I go with that. So I'm excited to get that out again. And that's it. So short and sweet because I didn't do as much. My needle's crazy. Here we go. This week. Because I know in the past month I was working on Flosstube Frenzy, so I had my daily stitch for 30 minutes was different every day. And it will be often like that throughout this coming year as well. But this week it was not. I had chosen one piece for my daily 30, and then most of the days I didn't even get to it. So that's how it goes. Oh, and Winter Queen, I didn't get to Winter Queen either, which I was gonna work on either Friday or Saturday this week. But since I had a hole in my schedule next weekend, I figured I'd put it down there and give it its one day next week on Saturday. So never fear, Winter Queen is coming out for its day. It's just wasn't this week. So anyways, I think that's everything. And I am looking forward to seeing if this week can be a little bit more balanced, a little bit more calm. I do hope to get my new temperature piece finished this week. That would be so nice. I don't know. We'll see. This week or next week. I would love to at least get back to it. And the last 2 weeks have just been so full. I haven't had time to get back to designing. So I'm hoping to get back to that this week. And with that, I hope you have a wonderful December and happy stitching. Bye.